You know, for nearly 2 decades, I've worked at the highest levels of global football. I've been one of the rare Nigerian voices respected intellectually on the world stage. But it seems that for some, and I repeat, some of my own countrymen, that's exactly the problem. Now, jealousy is one thing, but active sabotage? That's diabolic. Recently, some people actually took the time to write and call the Confederation of African Football CAF officials. Their goal? To get me removed as an African match consultant. Their beef? They claimed I wasn't supporting the Super Eagles enough. In other words, they wanted me to lie, to cheat. They expected me to tell a global audience across over 170 nations that the Super Eagles were soaring against Tanzania, even when the reality on the pitch was the opposite. But as a professional, my loyalty is to the truth and the game, not to a false narrative. I am still puzzled, truly, at how any sane person could have the audacity to dispute my love for my country or my desire for the Super Eagles to succeed simply because they didn't like my objective analysis. To suggest that being an honest professional is a sign of disloyalty, it makes me wonder if these people have lost all touch with reality. We are witnessing a kind of intellectual derangement where truth is treated as an enemy. When you reach a point where you attack a man for simply doing his job with integrity, you aren't just being patriotic, you are being irrational. It is a mental state that chooses delusion over progress. And that is a very dangerous place for our football to be. Do you know what CAF's response was? They didn't just keep me on, they asked me to analyze and commentate the semi-final and the final. Now here is the irony. One of the very people who complained, one of the loudest voices trying to get me sacked, sent his grandson to contact me in Morocco. The boy is studying right here in Morocco. He sent me a WhatsApp message asking to meet, asking for my help. As you can imagine, I haven't replied. Not because of the boy, but because of the insanity. How can you try to destroy a man's career in the morning and then send your family to ask for his favors in the evening? The hypocrisy is deafening. But here is the ultimate proof that merit always outlasts malice. In spite of all their desperate efforts to thwart my progress and silence my voice, it was an absolute honor to be invited by CAF to handle the 2027 AFCON preliminary round draws just last week. While they were busy writing and making phone calls to tear me down, the leaders of African football were entrusting me with the future of the continent's competitions. But let's be honest, these attacks aren't new. Since 2001, a specific set of people have made a career out of attacking the Oliseh brand. For years I've ignored them. Why? Because you don't stop to argue with a naked man shouting at shadows on the street. My dear mother, in her wisdom from Delta State, always taught us to be modest. But I have realized that in our football today, some people mistake modesty for stupidity. They even dare to ask, what has Oliseh really ever achieved? Well, there is a proverb in my mother's village, and when translated, it goes like this. It is the question, what have you ever done for me, that provokes the response, I have done this, that, and those for you. I joined the Super Eagles in 1993. Before that, Nigeria had gone 13 years without a title and never qualified for a World Cup. In the decade that I served Nigeria, we qualified for our first and in total 3 consecutive World Cups. We won the AFCON, the Olympic Gold, and the Afro-Asian Cup. We earned the respect of the entire world. Now don't get me wrong, I didn't play alone. But it is a strange coincidence that the moment I stopped in 2002, we failed to qualify for the very next World Cup in 2006. And as we see with the 2026 campaign, the struggle has only intensified. So for any sick mind to try and turn my people, the Nigerians who have shown me love for over 30 years, and I repeat over 30 years, against me out of pure jealousy, it is a betrayal of our own history. People ask if this insanity makes me bitter. Honestly, how could I be bitter? When you are blessed to speak 7 languages, now learning your 8th, and you served as a FIFA expert for 13 years, your perspective changes. When you have reached the top as a player and live a life of peace, you don't feel bitterness toward those trying to pull you down. You feel pity for them. I don't fight them, I ignore them because I am occupied with excellence. I don't need to fight them. The record books fight for me. But let's look at the pitch and the toxicity that might have cost us this AFCON title. We are confusing talent with license. Victor Osimhen is world class, but talent is not a license to destroy team chemistry. Look at the evidence. Since that public outburst against Ademola Lookman, one of our brightest lights, Lookman became a shadow of himself and we lost the bite. When you publicly diminish your teammates, you break their spirit. You destroy the very confidence a team needs to survive a semi-final. Against a team as tactically sharp as Morocco, we needed our best players at 100%. Statistically, Ademola Lookman was the most dangerous player in the tournament until that public verbal abuse broke his focus. You cannot expect a playmaker to perform miracles on the pitch when he has been demoralized by his own teammate. The conflict did its damage. We didn't just lose a game, we lost the psychological edge we needed to win. What is worse, and frankly, what is most dangerous for our football, is the fan culture that now tolerates this. We have reached a point where anybody who dares to point out the truth is immediately attacked or threatened online by a mob of followers. We are breeding a culture of entitlement where the player is treated as a god and the nation is treated as an afterthought. When did it become a crime to demand discipline? Scoring goals for Nigeria doesn't give you a license to disrespect certified legends like Finidi George or Victor Ikpeba. It doesn't give you the right to disrespect coaches or teammates. If goals alone justified arrogance, what should the legends who actually put Nigeria at the pinnacle of world football, like Amokachi, Amunike, Okocha, Babangida, and myself do? Walk on people's heads? No. We respected the jersey. We realized that victory is temporary, but character is permanent. Our untouchable star was subbed off 3 minutes before the most important penalty shootout of the tournament versus Morocco. I'll give you an example of what I mean. Before the final in Rabat, a video went viral of the Super Eagles celebrating widely for winning third place against Egypt. In the media tribune where I sat, I watched as African and European pundits mocked us. They couldn't believe it. There was a time when the Super Eagles shed tears at second place, because to us, anything but the trophy was a failure. Celebrating third place builds a culture of mediocrity. We must remember, the decline of our dominance began exactly when we started being content with bronze. If we want to be Africa's best again, the wild celebration for anything less than gold must stop immediately. Finally, look at the reality of where we are. We failed to qualify for the World Cup on the pitch, where it actually matters. Instead of looking in the mirror and taking responsibility, we see this desperate protest to FIFA against DR Congo. Have we not realized what is happening here? Since the announcement of this protest, the conversation has shifted. Many are no longer pointing fingers at those truly responsible for our failure. Instead, they are cursing DR Congo. This is a calculated deceit, if you ask me. Democratic Republic of Congo used these same players against Cameroon before playing us, and they used them right here in the AFCON without any issues. This protest is solely aimed at creating a false narrative that we were robbed. We are trying to qualify through an office instead of through goals, tactics, and hard work. My colleagues and I have been owed for services rendered for years and stayed silent for years. But I won't stay silent about the downfall of our football. We need to get back to being respected, not just a cautionary tale. Many people ask me how I handle the lies and the sabotage. My answer is simple. In Abavo Delta State, our elders have a saying: the person who tries to stop a moving train is only looking for a way to be crushed. You can try to sabotage my name or block my path, but you cannot stop what God has already set in motion. My records are in the history books, and my work is visible on the global stage. You are shouting at a train that has already left the station. Focus on fixing the house you are burning down, rather than fighting the man who is trying to help you put out the fire. I didn't speak during the tournament because I didn't want to be a distraction. I let the football do the talking. But now that the trophy has been decided, it's time for the truth. If we don't fix the discipline and the administration, there won't be a Super Eagles left to support. I am Sunday Oliseh, and I am a very proud Nigerian. God bless Nigeria. You know,
Senior man, let's analyze you. I think I'm going to use broken. I'm going to use broken language, the township slangs of Nigeria, to respond to senior man. I'm not here to criticize you. I'm not here to use words that may provoke you or disrespect you. I know you are what you play, in as much as I was very young, but I can remember I watched the Tunisia '94 finals. I also watched the game that made you the legendary that we can remember today. The goal you scored against Spain in 1994 World Cup. I also watched you in Atlanta '96. So I know you so well in terms of I'm not a Gen Z generation to say, oh, I need to watch a clip I knew what the world was about when you were still in service under the Super Eagles. You were not just a Super Eagles player. You were a captain at some point. So you are actually a legend. So, but for me, I think sometimes it seems like this thing of having football to be a very short career, it makes most of these retired footballers they tend to they tend not to take the reality lightly. They tend not to accept that reality in terms of it seems like some of them, not all, would always want to be in the media space or in the middle of the conversation in the social space and all that. I don't know, sometimes it seems like they have this feeling like people are forgetting them or people are no longer talking about them or they are forgotten, you know. So, and sometimes they come up in a wrong way, you know. They come up in a wrong, like, they are great examples. The fight between Finidi George and the senior was not even supposed to be there. The statement from Nicobet's song about even naming players he claimed are world class. It was just, sometimes you imagine, was this person a player? And he was also a captain and also a coach. Then a statement from Osamoah Gyan of Ghana criticizing Oliseh that he faked an injury. So some of these statements you now ask yourself, I don't know, for me I think is an eye-opening of sometimes you see celebrities or people you look up to. I think we should just restrict it to what actually they do that entices us, because their personality might not be great, their reason might not be great, but they are just legend in a certain sector or certain responsibility in life. So it makes them sometimes they forget and start exposing their self, the part where they are actually not good at in terms of especially mannerism and temperament. So I want us to analyze this video done by a legend. He has already said it all, he has already introduced himself, so there's no point me going on to explain myself. So but I want us to break it down because it's a bit lengthy, the video. So I just want to, I just feel like I can't ignore this and let's talk about it. You understand? Let's talk about it because for me, there are little things I would like to touch just for us to learn. Alright, let's go.
For nearly 2 decades, I've worked at the highest levels of global football. I've been one of the rare Nigerian voices respected intellectually on the world stage. But it seems that for some, and I repeat, some of my own countrymen, that's exactly the problem. Now, jealousy is one thing.
You see this part where he started talking. What I can take from this introduction is just self-glorification. For me, let me see how I would digress a bit in speaking the broken whenever I want to speak directly. Skippo, I don't understand. We know you as a legend, right? We know you, we don't forget you. So for you to talk, say some people, your countryman, no like you, it's like you washing your dirty linen in the public. This kind of conversation suppose dey in house. How your papa go offend you or your family member go offend you, come for social media dey come tell us how bad dem dey. Nobody be sent to chairman. Everything wey dey experience, other people dey experience am. But for you wey be legend, you come dey come out dey come talk this kind thing. I no know where e dey come from. I no know wetin you don experience, but for me, I feel say e no enter. You dey try let us dey remind us say you be legend. We know say you be legend, chairman. Skipo, we know say you be legend. Now you dey talk of few people. If to say the few people wey dey talk now say na the only few people for the country na appreciate you, that one no be true o. Because you know how many people be social media influencer and also blogger. Everybody for dey carry your matter for here dey talk am now. But a lot of people no dey talk am because they know say you na chairman. They deserve certain respect to respect you. But the one wey dey take bring some kind talk, like you go come recite yourself and tell us, it's like you dey force am down our throat make we no forget say e no enter well, chairman. E no enter well. E no make sense. So for me na self-praise. Now just this your intro na self-glorification. Na wetin I just see for there. So I will comment on other ones as you make it.
But active sabotage? That's diabolic. Recently, some people actually took the time to write and call the Confederation of African Football CAF officials. Their goal? To get me removed as an African match consultant. Their beef? They claimed I wasn't supporting the Super Eagles enough. In other words, they wanted me to lie, to cheat. They expected me to tell a global audience across over 170 nations that the Super Eagles were soaring against Tanzania, even when the reality on the pitch was the opposite. But as a professional, my loyalty is to the truth and the game, not to a false narrative. I am still puzzled, truly, at how any sane person could have the audacity to dispute my love for my country or my desire for the Super Eagles to succeed simply because they didn't like my objective analysis. To suggest that being an honest professional is a sign of disloyalty, it makes me wonder if these people have lost all touch with reality. We are witnessing a kind of intellectual derangement.
Skipo, I was watching that match live and I also listened to your commentary. I know even dey surprised say people started complaining about you the next day. Skipo, there's a difference between watching football in your house. There's a difference between watching football in a football theater like you do for Nigeria, how people they go watch football for a football space like you pay to. There is the things you say there. You get the kind of way you go dey talk. You get the kind of reaction with it. Do you know what happened? You didn't speak like a commentator. I'm sorry to say, you are bigger for me to even advise you or be telling you this. We dey listen to commentators. We know all the Jim Beglin and John Champion now. If it be say your country, their own country is playing, they don't take it personal. You know why I got irritated by that comment the way you talk? See, I watched that game. We know how that game went. How Nigeria won narrowly. Okay, Tanzania, they were playing, and that was their first game. Now their first game, they never too gel well. Now, Skipo, you know what you were doing? You were criticizing Oliseh missing. That was when it got escalated. Even me, I started thinking, if you have personal problem with Oliseh, go resolve them now. It was taking too far. I understand maybe if you say na passion, but it's too far. You sound like my papa when my papa they watch football for house. If he play and then they play, the country they play well, the team they play well, the way they take react, he go even vex. Now the kind character wey you put there. But you be commentator. Commentator no dey take it personal or emotional. That be the problem. I no go only you comment for Africa. You know you Amokachi. I know say they won't compare you with other legends. Amokachi also talk now for some of the matches. You no sound like commentator. You sound like say you dey your house or you go watch football somewhere. You criticize. It's like it was more like a perfectionist kind of mindset or too much passion, like a supporter wey dey watch football. Now you dey criticize the pattern. Even the coach formation, you criticize am. Even when the coach change formation, you dey describe for there. You even dey teach us coaching online. While you dey see the game still dey go on, you dey teach us how players suppose move, how they no suppose do. Commentator no dey talk like that. Chairman, commentator no dey talk like that. Commentator go just talk say player don miss ball, player don pass ball. Yes, if you wan talk some kind things, talk am. But your own, you even get angry. You got angry that you started criticizing. You can't even start to dey praise Tanzania. Say Tanzania just they surprised you the way they play, when you don't realize yourself. So, but when you dey criticize Nigeria, you dey criticize the game like say you start for the criticize. It's like you dey teach the coach wetin he suppose do. Why you be commentator? So me I listen to am. Even me sef, I say Skipo, this side don't make sense now. Why you go dey talk like this for? The whole world dey hear you. And you took it too personal due to if you say na passion. No, you need to control this passion. You get where you go dey, you go just, especially okay, Igalo dey interview am for him dey follow for the analyst for Super Sports now. When dem dey talk of say that thing wey happen, Igalo say no be problem. Say if you no be striker, you no go understand. Wetin Igalo talk? Igalo no be pikin. Even Igalo no be small boy to you. Even to say you born quick, you go born Oliseh. I dey tell you, you still I don't know whether you Oliseh. If suppose they call Oliseh, they advise am. So if you be say una get small, we no suppose know. We no suppose know. You na legend. You get the kind story we want to hear. You get the one wey dey take see you. You wan spoil am now. You play. Play. You don't spoil this legend for our eye. You. Make I give you one example. You see, my own opinion, right? I don't like being too close to an elder that I look up to or look upon, because especially being with that elder in the midst of him and his age mates. As a young person, you definitely find something from those his age mates that was something they know him, like something negative thing they know him for. But you are just seeing him as on the positive side, as even your role model. If you continuously find yourself in that situation, you find out that within a short while you might disrespect that elder. I don't know if you are getting me. So my point is that there is how we see you. There's a kind of conversation you bring into the public space. People will start disrespecting you. That's my own opinion. So that statement say passion and the Tanzania match, Skipo, you don't do well. You don't talk well there. Me, I respect you, die. But Skipo, you see that side, you made a mistake. Maybe you were out of, because you later apologize that it's out of passion. Fine, but since you brought it out now, for us we could talk about that place, you didn't do it well. You were watching that ball like you were in your house. The way you were commenting is like you're in your parlor talking, and you are angry at the players. You are not talking like a commentator. I understand saying you are also a coach. Fine. But there are different places for kind of way you. So that one, forget that matter. That side, you know, do am well.
Where truth is treated as an enemy. When you reach a point where you attack a man for simply doing his job with integrity, you aren't just being patriotic, you are being irrational. It is a mental state that chooses delusion over progress. And that is a very dangerous place for our football to be. Do you know what CAF's response was? They didn't just keep me on, they asked me to analyze and commentate the semi-final and the final. Now here is the irony. One of the very people who complained, one of the loudest voices trying to get me sacked, sent his grandson to contact me in Morocco. The boy is studying right here in Morocco. He sent me a WhatsApp message asking to meet, asking for my help. As you can imagine, I haven't replied. Not because of the boy, but because of the insanity. How can you try to destroy a man's career in the morning and then send your family to ask for his favors in the evening? The hypocrisy is deafening.
So Skipo, you see this matter now. This is a personal matter. We are not supposed to know it. This is your personal beef. Okay, like when we talk, okay, I will address the other things that I know about, maybe towards the end. But let me just take this one and trash it once and for all. You see this part? You're supposed to know that if you are successful, people will be jealous. You always claim Delta State, Delta State. Delta is a state, not a tribe. But I'll attend that later. You told us now your mother dead me from Delta State, whatever. Let me tell you, your name is Sunday Ogochukwu Oliseh. It's an Igbo name. So let me leave it at that. So I will give you one proverb now that I think you know. The Igbo people say, Osisi na-amị mkpụrụ ọma ka ụmụazị na-atụ okwute. It means a tree that bears good fruit. A tree that bears good fruit is always stoned or is a victim of being stoned by children. What does that mean? Without that fruit, nobody will cast a stone on a tree to pluck it, like the normal primitive way of plucking the fruit. You are supposed to know that you are a legend, and certain people that can't control their jealousy will be jealous of you. It's a personal experience everybody experiences. You don't need to tell everybody. Even it's not even far. Two-Face and MI, that their song they sang. They said, if nobody talks about you, then you are nobody. People will definitely talk about you, not even end there. So you talking about hypocrisy or how will I call it? Because somebody is jealous of you, jealousy or Shaman. This is your personal life. We don't need to know it. Don't make us feel like you can't handle. As a footballer, you can handle pressure. You can handle peer pressure. I believe so. You get the kind of story we want to hear from you. No be this kind matter. Somebody say make you call help him, and the person is supposed to even thank God that finally you have been vindicated. That person has shown that you are even better than that person. If I were you, okay, now you even put their pictures on internet. Come on, you know, so people seeing them now, oh, these people are bad people. Come on, Chairman, why you do the wrong things like this? It don't make sense now. It don't make sense. This kind of people, you will call them, say, look, you did this, you did that to me. Now, it's your personal life. We're not supposed to hear them. We don't need to hear these things you're telling us about somebody that, So it's, for me, it doesn't sit well. That is your personal life. The way you handle it, I'm not against the way you handle it. Whether you respond or not, it's your personal decision. You are the one that feel bad from what that person. You know your history with that person. My concern is that we are not supposed to be hearing that matter. You don't need to hear it. It's your personal thing. Handle your thing. Anybody that don't really appreciate your legendary or don't want to respect it, handle the person the way you want to handle the person. You show that that person is jealous of you, or the person, but it's not what we want to hear. When we see you, we see a legend of the game. This kind of conversation is like one kind gossip in the marketplace.
But here is the ultimate proof that merit always at last malice. In spite of all their desperate efforts to thwart my progress and silence my voice, it was an absolute honor to be invited by CAF to handle the 2027 AFCON preliminary round draws just last week. While they were busy writing and making phone calls to tear me down, the leaders of African football were entrusting me with the future of the continent's competitions. But let's be honest, these attacks aren't new. Since 2001, a specific set of people.
Shaman, let me attend to this one. You see this thing I'm talking about, self-glorification, self-praise. What you just said now is the same thing. For me, I believe you are doing well. Unless you are telling me you're not doing well. Among that your legendary group, you are, for me, you are the one that is doing the most, you are the most successful. I mean, in terms of the football at large, like football federation and all that. I believe you are doing well. The next person that is also in line is, let me say, Daniel Amokachi. You have been the coach, just like him also, of the national team. Your own, you have coached, what's it called? Even foreign clubs. Before you even coach your national team, you were the captain. You won AFCON. You won Olympics. You are getting positions like this one you're telling about commentary. You are still there in that FIFA level. So I believe you are doing well. We dey see am, we dey Google am now. So wetin dey come here come tell us say they give you this, they give you that. Like seriously, don't you deserve it? This kind of matter is not something supposed to be bothering you. You're a big shot. I don't know of you. Maybe you started losing that confidence in yourself. I don't know, Chairman. I'm not here to insult you or whatever, but I'm trying to let you know that there are certain stories we want to hear, there are certain things we want to hear from you as chairman, as legend. Don't be this kind of matter.
Have made a career out of attacking the Oliseh brand. For years I've ignored them. Why? Because you don't stop to argue with the naked man, shouting at shadows on the street. My dear mother, in her wisdom from Delta State, always taught us to be modest. But I have realized that in our football today, some people mistake modesty for stupidity. They even dare to ask, what has Oliseh really ever achieved? Well, there is a proverb in my mother's village, and when translated, it goes like this. It is the question, what have you ever done for me, that provokes the response, I have done this, that, and those for you. I joined the Super
Chairman, you see, that is the part where I'm not, it doesn't sit well with me. Why do you always want to tell us the things you've achieved, like blowing your own trumpet? Now, like I said, you always say you're from Delta State. Delta is a state, it's not a tribe. Delta is a state. It's not even a dialect. Because you know, from a tribe, a language belongs to a tribe, of course you know. Before you get a dialect, Delta is created, it's a created state. It's like saying a province. You say you are from there. Now you are using your mother to tell us the proverb of your mother. Chairman, anyway, I don't know. Now, you are still channeling that same conversation into self-praise. Now you are going to list us all the things you've achieved, as if you don't know it. Who is telling you that you're not a legend? Who is telling you that you are not? I don't understand. It's like you're forcing it down our throat. We must be remembering it, like maybe they should put in curriculum for children in all the pages, because I know you are also a legend. It's in the curriculum. It is in the history of that country. People know you. So who are these people telling you that nobody knows you? We know you. We respect you. So you can go on and start reminding it to us again. But no
was in 1993. Before that, Nigeria had gone 13 years without a title and never qualified for a World Cup. In the decade that I served Nigeria, we qualified for our first and in total 3 consecutive World Cups. We won the AFCON, the Olympic gold, and the Afro-Asian Cup. We earned the respect of the entire world. Now don't get me wrong, I didn't play alone, but it is a strange coincidence that the moment I stopped in 2002, we failed to qualify for the very next World Cup in 2006. And as we see with the 2026 campaign, the struggle has only intensified. So for any sick mind to try and turn my people, the Nigerians who have shown me love for over 30 years, and I repeat over 30 years, against me out of pure jealousy, it is a betrayal of our own history. People ask if this insanity makes me bitter. Honestly, how could I be bitter? When you are blessed to speak 7 languages, now learning your 8th, and you served as a FIFA expert for 13 years, your perspective changes. When you have reached the top as a player and live a life of peace, you don't feel bitterness toward those trying to pull you down.
Jama. Chawante. Chawa, the way they talk, it seems like you are bored. I dey tell you. Chawa, why they talk? Oh my God. Abeg, anyway, finish that praise, no fool. Because for me, we know all these things. So now he just won't let us know. These people will be saying, these people will do this thing. We need to look for these people. We need to look for these people. Can you imagine? Eh? These people will do this, they've committed treason felony. It's a treason offense. Can you imagine? Sunday Oliseh is somebody that people are telling that he is not a legend or they are making him feel less important. This person that did this thing to a point that our legend is explaining himself like this. No. We need to look for these people.
You feel pity for them. I don't fight them. I ignore them because I am occupied with excellence. I don't need to fight them. The record books fight for me. But let's look at the pitch and the toxicity that might have cost us this AFCON title. We are confusing talent with license. Victor Osimhen is world class, but talent is not a license to destroy team chemistry. Look at the evidence. Since that public outburst against Ademola Lookman, one of our brightest lights, Lookman became a shadow of himself and we lost the bite. When you publicly diminish your teammates, you break their spirit. You destroy the very confidence a team needs to survive a semi-final.
Chairman, now, no like. You see this place, it actually got me irritated. As an elder, as a legend, are you supposed to be dividing the fans or the players or uniting them? Something that happened in the tournament that these players have moved on, they've reconciled. You are coming out now to dig it up again, to cause problem. Why? I totally disagree with you no matter how. Even what you are saying now, if this you are saying is true, of which I know is not true, you are not supposed to be talking this. If you feel like these guys have not moved on with it, or you want to fix things, it's in-house. You are trying to cause division between two players that have already moved on. No, I don't support this one, Chama. I don't support this one, Senior Man. Yeah.
Against a team as tactically sharp as Morocco, we needed our best players at 100%. Statistically, Ademola Lookman was the most dangerous player in the tournament until that public verbal abuse broke his focus. You cannot expect a playmaker to perform miracles on the pitch when he has been demoralized by his own teammate. The conflict did its damage. We didn't just lose a game, we lost the psychological edge we needed to win. What is worse, and frankly, what is most dangerous for our football, is the fan culture that now tolerates this. We have reached a point where anybody who dares to point out the truth is immediately attacked or threatened online by a mob of followers.
Senior man, let me tell you something, and let me give you example of. You see, sometimes there are some arguments you bring up. There are some things you bring up. You know how to hide the intention behind it, and you use something. For instance, now I just said players have moved on. Now you're bringing this issue. I don't know what you went through. I don't know which players you are having issues with. I don't know which management. I don't know. You know, if you talk of NFL, that one as a man, if everybody know their problem. You get my point. If they are the one you are talking to, we know the story. But in as much as that is the thing, it's supposed not to be from you. You get my point. And even if you want to do it, it's not supposed to be too detailed. When I mean from you is that to go out raw, you leave it for the fans, not you. So now you are telling us now that Victor Osimhen is the reason why they lost out at the AFCON. How can you say that, Chairman? How can you say that? Now, people say you are jealous of Osimhen. You claim you are not jealous. You are being passionate in your commentary. Now, look at you telling people, telling the world that Osimhen was the reason why, because of Ademo. Is it today that players are having issues, even your own time? I listened to one of your commentary when you said JJ Okocha like dribbling to a point sometimes he loses the ball and the defense are at risk. Then Taribo West told you, you said it, that Taribo West told you that, look, if this guy hold this ball too, I will shout for him. I will shout at him. I will shout for him. He was telling you as a captain to talk to him, or else he will shout at him. To a point that he got angry with Okocha. And you yourself, you were able to calm down that issue. Because Okocha himself now can't realize, say, Taribo West was angry with him. Why didn't that affect? Why didn't we say that was the reason why you lost to Cameroon in the year 2000 AFCON? Because you guys lost that game at home in Lagos. So why didn't you say that was the reason why they lost it? As a legend, now what is supposed to talk? Now you're telling us again, another example. We know that Mikel also was having issue during the time of Stephen Keshi, 2013. Mikel and Ogenya Onazi. Mikel and Onazi were having serious problem, and they still won that AFCON. So which kind of analysis they give us now? Say, even you're talking about country now, even club, Mane and Salah, they clashed. It's not when a player, some players have passion. For me, what Osimhen was complaining about then, he was right. I watched that game. Osimhen was cheering the players that please let's score more because game can turn around. We have had that experience that when Osimhen leaves the pitch, in most cases he ginger the players. It was not one of the reasons of the World Cup issue. The match against Zimbabwe, he left. Before you know it, Zimbabwe equalized. That was the reason. It has happened several times. That is why he's telling these guys, let's score more. Don't be carried away, because if you watch, Ademola Lookman got carried away. Now he wants to start entertaining the fans because he was winning two goals up. The way Osimhen did it, we understand, but it's not even an issue. After that game, they reconciled. They even embraced each other. In subsequent game, the chemistry came back again. Now, you are bringing it. And who is bringing it? It's not even one player who will say that was invited or one official. You, chairman, legend. You're trying to cause problem.
We are breeding a culture of entitlement where the player is treated as a god and the nation is treated as an afterthought. When did it become a crime to demand discipline? Scoring goals for Nigeria doesn't give you a license to disrespect certified legends like Finidi George or Victor Ikpeba. It doesn't give you the right to disrespect coaches or teammates. If goals alone justified arrogance, what should the legends who actually put Nigeria at the pinnacle of world football, like Amokachi, Amunike, Okocha, Babangida, and myself do? Walk on people's heads? No. We respected the jersey. We realized that victory is temporary, but character is permanent.
Skipo, with what you've said now, you've already made me think that you have a direct beef with Osimhen. And maybe you and that your legendary crew. If there's anything that you people want from Osimhen, make una talk to am well. You know that Osimhen is world class, right? Osimhen is not rude than C. Ronaldo. Osimhen is not the first rude player we are seeing. Do you know of Mario Balotelli? Just agree to us, say Osimhen is our Mario Balotelli. You must not take him out of the pitch. He is our own Suarez. Different strikers with different character. These strikers I'm telling you now is when they are hungry, they perform well. Oga, if you need some kind things from Osimhen, whether you need rubber or you need connection, talk to them nicely. Go look for people who go need to talk to them. Because we know your story. This is why you come out, they can't tell us that time. That's one good thing about podcasts and YouTube, whatever, blogging. Now you are not a journalist. I don't know why you are bringing all these things. Is it because you just have to be controversial so that they'll talk about you? I don't know where this one is coming from. If you get problem with Osimhen, now you are listing the Finidi. Finidi was wrong. We know the end of that story. The only thing that people are judging Osimhen is that he is first respond. But at the end of the day, you find out that he is human and he will remain human. Nobody supporting all the theory, but you to be talking about it is wrong. It is you that we're supposed to be telling, say, Chairman, talk to Osimhen. We're not saying go hear your own. No. Are you getting my point? That is why I keep saying, not from you. We don't want to believe that you don't have access to Osimhen. Now you're criticizing Osimhen and you claim you're not jealous of him. Why are you targeting this guy? For me, that's you're making it obvious that you're targeting Osimhen. You're making it obvious. If you have any problem with Osimhen, go and resolve it. You're not supposed to be hearing this thing. Now even if in that your legendary crew, that is how you people are thinking of him. I don't know how many of you. Because I know Okocha is speaking well of him. He's also criticizing some things of the behavior. But your own, the way they talk, they be as if say, like you're talking about this, you were one of those talking about football, players not having food. This is a new generation. What he was doing is YouTubing, but he's one of the best players of the tournament. We are not the same. You have this discipline, but we know your story. When you come out, the bomb about when you were there. I understand, I believe your story, but you should say your own matter was not too crystal clean. So too much discipline sometimes not a good. Not a good. So I beg, Chairman, if you get problem with Osimhen, go resolve it. You don't suppose they hear you, they talk this kind of thing. No.
Our untouchable star was subbed off 3 minutes before the most important penalty shootout of the tournament versus Morocco. I'll give you an example of what I mean. Before the final in Rabat, a video went viral of the Super Eagles celebrating widely for winning third place against Egypt. In the media tribune where I sat, I watched as African and European pundits mocked us. They couldn't believe it. There was a time when the Super Eagles shed tears at second place. Because to us, anything but the trophy was a failure. Celebrating third place builds a culture of mediocrity. We must remember, the decline of our dominance began exactly when we started being content with bronze. If we want to be Africa's best again, the wild celebration for anything less than gold must stop immediately. Finally,
Chairman, this is the part where I said you like hiding the truth in your statement or your way you talk. But when you relate what you are saying, it doesn't really fit into what you have to say. It actually fits into what you have in your mind. You and I knows that if you play a final in AFCON or any competition, as long as you lost that game, the fact that you are second place, you will definitely cry. You will celebrate like a third place. The people that celebrate, people that cry also in third place is the fourth place. So I don't understand this your story telling us that they cry. I know the one where you cried in 2000. You cried because you played the final. Your target was what? The gold medal. The same thing, people playing third place, their target is bronze. Once they lose, they will cry. So it doesn't blend. This thing you are saying does not align at all. When Nigeria lost against the previous AFCON before this one, against Ivory Coast. Were they happy? They were not happy. That's why I say you always go that negative. You forgot to tell us now that they have always been consistent to get to the semi-finals for how many times now? Of which you are part of that history till now. We understand you want to advise, let's target the goal. Yes, we get the point. But the way you are explaining this third place, do you know how many teams that compete in AFCON? You're not supposed to be looking at that, but sometimes, there is a proverb, since you are telling us proverb, now there's also a proverb that says, when a lizard fall from the tree and land himself on the ground, he looks around, left and right, and if there's no one looking at him, he praised himself for the acrobatic display. You know what that means? It means that when you are targeting first position and you got second or you got third, you need to at least thank yourself that at least you tried. You came third out in Africa out of how many teams that came there. What about those that were not? Even the defending champion left. They were not the last four. This Egypt that even carried fourth, do you know what? There are countries that are begging. We know it's not Super Eagles' own targets. But the way you're explaining it is wrong. If you get second, appreciate it. You cry. Your target is first. No problem. You get third, no problem. You keep trying to make sure you get, but not the way you're explaining it. That they are laughing at us. Who is laughing? Those people laughing, which one did they win? And you accepted the laughter. So you want to be winning AFCON every time. Now you're now Real Madrid, want the Champions League. Other people came to look at you to win trophy. That one no enter.
Look at the reality of where we are. We failed to qualify for the World Cup on the pitch, where it actually matters. Instead of looking in the mirror and taking responsibility, we see this desperate protest to FIFA against DR Congo. Have we not realized what is happening here? Since the announcement of this protest, the conversation has shifted. Many are no longer pointing fingers at those truly responsible for our failure. Instead, they are cursing DR Congo. This is a calculated deceit, if you ask me. Democratic Republic of Congo used these same players against Cameroon before playing us. And they used them right here in the AFCON without any issues. This protest is solely aimed at creating a false narrative that we were robbed. We are trying to qualify through an office instead of through goals, tactics, and hard work. My colleagues and I have been owed for service.
Skipo, this statement you make here, I don't know, almost the statement you make here were all biased. They were all biased. Okay, I will attend to this because now you're about to tell us why you're saying this one you're saying. Let me listen to you on our address.
This is rendered for years and stayed silent for years. But I won't stay silent in hard work. My colleagues and I have been owed for services rendered for years and stayed silent for years. But I won't stay silent about the downfall of our football. We need to get back to being respected, not just a cautionary tale. Many people ask me how I handle the lies and the sabotage. My answer is simple. In Abavo Delta State, our elders have a saying: the person who tries to stop a moving train is only looking for a way to be crushed. You can try to sabotage my name or block my path, but you cannot stop what God has already set in motion.
So Skipo, now you've gone back to the beginning, what you were saying before. So, but let me address this one now. So, Skipo, you are saying that Nigeria are trying to gain sympathy because of, or the Super Eagles are trying to gain sympathy because of the Congolese. I thought you said you are working, you are in that level of international football, whatever. Why are you talking like this? Why are you talking like this? So now, indirectly, you are now advocating for the Super Eagles not to be considered to go to World Cup. That means there is somebody in that Super Eagles. You see, this is connecting to Oliseh. You don't want Oliseh to go to World Cup. No, I don't understand. Like, if they find that now, with what is happening now, it's getting so obvious that Congo are going to lose that case. You were there when you found out we also had a sanction of a player in eligibility of a player, the player was not allowed to play. Even the one of a player not that was fired that had a suspension, you saw how they took the points away from him. So you are telling us now that automatically out of bias they shouldn't even consider, because Nigeria is so big to qualify for World Cup by merit. So there is no longer rules in football. You that you're telling us you have been there in the level hem of affairs in terms of football. No, this statement is very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. I want FIFA to do the investigation, and if they found anything about Congo, they deserve it. They deserve to face the wrath of the law. Why are you sounding like, I don't understand? Did you forget that that game was penalty? In a game of penalty, who is supposed to, who carries the day? Nobody is saying that Congo cheated like 90 minutes game. No. And you and I knows that the performance of the Super Eagles now was better than then, because the coach was still building a team. So now you are siding, you are trying to be nice. That thing of the same thing, you make people see you as a nice person, but your family or where you come from, your so-called nation you say you love, people should see them as bad people. Then only you are a nice person. This one, I don't know. Skippo, this your thing, it doesn't sit well at all. It doesn't sit well at all. The rule of the game, is the rule of the game. If your team didn't win 90 minutes, now you are making it seem like they are going to win, they want to win it behind at the back door. Even if they win from the back door, what is wrong about it? So you expect that it's only for small teams that can be able to benefit from that. It's fine. You're not talking about, you see this World Cup, you're not talking about a team or building a team. You're talking about the class of players. We wish they can have a taste of the World Cup, because the next one we are not sure if they will be still. It's just because of the love we have for them. We know it's not easy. Football have improved. Football have evolved. It's not like you just run past players, a team, and you win them. No. So if those teams have problems, allow the officiating body or whatever the world body to attend to it. So you want now all these countries that are saying they want to win through the back door, they are not seeing you like one nice person.
My records are in the history books, and my work is visible on the global stage. You are shouting at a train that has already left the station. Focus on fixing the house you are burning down, rather than fighting the man who is trying to help you put out the fire. I didn't speak during the tournament because I didn't want to be a distraction. I let the football do the talking. But now that the trophy has been decided, it's time for the truth. If we don't fix the discipline and the administration, there won't be a Super Eagles left to support. I am Sunday Oliseh, and I am a very proud Nigerian. God bless Nigeria.
Alright, Skippo, finally, let me now tell you my own way that I see you, right? Skippo, you need to listen to me now. You see, right? You say you're a proud Nigerian. Let me just tell you, I have somehow, to you or to people, it may look contradictory, right? When I say I love you as a footballer, football legend, I don't care about any other thing. That is the way I support Super Eagles. I am an Igbo man, and I'm hardcore Biafran. Did you hear me? I'm an Igbo man and I'm hardcore Biafran. I love Super Eagles. I love Super Eagles. I have no business with Nigeria. When I say I have no business, I don't want to use any force. The way Nigeria, like when somebody say I'm a proud Nigerian, I'm so disappointed. So, but that's a story for another day. Because now you're actually behaving like the statement you've made or what you've called yourself. Your name is Sunday Ogochukwu Oliseh. It's an Igbo name. right? And you say you are from Delta State. Like the way you say you are from Delta State, you say it like your tribe, and even your dialect is Delta State. What is Delta State? You and JJ Okocha are from the same Delta State. JJ Okocha was interviewed, I think, in Angola by one in one podcast anyway. He said to them that he's an Igbo man. When they were asking him how was he able to manage retirement or the money he got from football, to a point like he seems like he's comfortable. He said he's an Igbo man, and Igbo people, when it comes to business, that is where they say he comes from. JJ Okocha is from Delta State like you. So when you are telling us these things like this, your behavior, the way you are doing, I'm not surprised. Because the word Nigeria is even a derogatory word that they're still trying to fix. But you say you are a proud Nigerian. So in your interview, you called your name, your full name, Sunday Ogochukwu Oliseh. Then you now told the people, the audience, that but you are not an Igbo person. Because of that, you still have that inherited, brainwashed war story. But what caused the war was a man from your tribe, the same Delta person. From your Delta, is the one that caused the war. But the whole Igbo land, the whole states that are under the Igbo umbrella went to war for your own brother. Then you find yourself in the world level. You claim, I'm not an Igbo man. What do you think you are? If you are not an Igbo man, what are you? You are from Delta. What is Delta? No, tell us, what is Delta? In Igbo language, in that your name that is called Ogochukwu, Sunday Ogochukwu Oliseh. Oliseh is God in Igbo. Ogochukwu, we know what Ogochukwu means. Chukwu alone is, you don't even need, but you say you're not Igbo. We know your brother's name, so we don't need to go into those ones. Like if you want to tell us now it's a pet name that was given to you, or you're not, you from Delta State. We know people from Delta are Igbos. So most people of your kind, they always claim this thing. You have this inherited lies in your head. Nobody wants you to be Igbo. Even if you say you are Igbo, does not subject you to anything. To say people do you want, you are playing politics of favoritism. Now I will tell you, right, if there's anything that you are facing from Nigeria, it's because they know you are an Igbo man. You have been saying they are owing you, they are doing this, that. Not all of you are complaining. You know that there are some that are still gaining favor. They know you are an Igbo man that is deceiving himself. And they don't like Igbos. They select when it comes to Igbos. If you don't know it. So no matter how you lie from now to tomorrow that you are not Igbo man, your name is Igbo. Those people that are doing what they are doing, they know you more than you know yourself. So you can do your politics. You're already in the level where you should keep our legendary. You are destroying it. I don't want little kids or all this Gen Z now to now. That's why I'm doing this thing. That's why I'm addressing it. You end up being insulted. You look like there's one frustration from somewhere. But when we look at you, we are seeing your footprint of success. There's the kind of news we want to hear from you. If you want to advise as a man, those ones, they have their own problem. If you want to advise as a man, go and advise them. If they don't want to listen, ignore them. JJ Okocha, your brother, I think he is also facing those things. We don't hear all those things from those kind of people. They have their own challenges. You may have your passion you want to fix. You're supposed to understand. Your problem is that you don't understand the country you are saying you are proud of. So, do what you have to do. You have tried to enter the system. Some people say, oh, you are complaining. You have been into the system and you saw that even part of the system, you couldn't fix it. You're not even the first that tried. some other people tried. Nigerian problem is not a particular sector. It's a general problem and foundational problem. So if you are carrying it on top of your head and it's your problem, you will give yourself problem. Just be there. The world is recognizing you. They are pushing you. Concentrate there. Concentrate. Leave all these people you are talking about doing what they know that you are better than them. Unless you don't know if you are better than them. So my own problem I have with you is that you are an Igbo man that is pretending, deceiving yourself that you are not an Igbo man. You are from Delta. It makes no sense. No, it makes no sense. There's nothing wrong to say, okay, I'm from Igbo, but my dialect is what? Abo, Ukwani, or these other people again. That side of Asaba. I've forgotten the central language they call all of you guys. There's no problem. Nobody is dragging you to say, okay, you are Igbo, come to Onitsha, or come to Anambra, or come to, what's it called? Imo State. Nobody is dragging you. You can still be your Igbo man and remain where you are. But don't forget that you are an Igbo man before you became whatever you are. So that part where you were conflicting, that was where I know that, this person, no. I'm telling you the fact, anybody that talks like that, I don't take them serious. Because when you grow up as an adult, you should be able to question things that your parents told you. Figure it out. Some of them might just be, they are trying to overprotect you, or them themselves have their own personal instinct that you do not need to tread along that line. The reason why people like you are saying this is because of the war, the Biafra war. You denied your Igbo-ness so that you wouldn't be buyed. That's it. But the hatred of saying you self-hate because you are an Igbo man. Even one of the core history of the Igbos, you are closer to that territory. If they talk, you say, I'm not an Igbo, I'm not this, I'm from Delta State. Your mother told you, which your mother told you what? So you can't figure out and see that, no, me and these people are the same. Okay, if I have personal certain elements, there are bad people and good people in a tribe. You can't find everybody to be good. You can't take because of one or two people. The problem is what irritates me so much, that ultimate prize of life. That same Igbo-ness have fought for you, fought for your survival. There's nothing greater than somebody sacrificing his or her life. That same Igbo at large have fought for you, sacrificed their life, and you're coming out to deny them. What else do you want them to do for you? You're focusing on the negative ones that you think maybe one or two people, it didn't fit in well with you. Now you're not an Igbo. Baba, nobody wants you to be Igbo. But please, stop even mentioning that you're Delta. It's a shame. I'm telling you, don't even go that side. Just talk about your mother. Talk about everything. We know your name. We know you. We know where you're from. So stop saying that. At your level, you're not supposed to be saying that. A lot of people are coming out of it. You must come out of that shell. It's very wrong. People that claim they are Igbos, nobody went to drag them and say, okay, change your location or take your glory. No. Only you know why you are hiding. One of the greatest massacres that happened, that this same Nigeria is saying you are proud of, they came and did it. Asaba massacre. We know the story. Asaba is not Delta State. They disguised as Biafran soldiers and also attack your people after that one, or separated from that one. Nigerian soldiers came there. They came for your own brother, the place where your brother is from, the one that caused the war. Kaduna and Zogu is from your place, Delta. So called, but we know him as an Igbo man. That is why the old Igbos fought for him. He grew up in Kaduna. He didn't even grow up in the land of Igbo land, but they fought for him. And you now, that is the next generation, you are denying it. Who did you fight for? Have you ever fought for the Igbos? You never fought. You only fought for yourself. So let's leave that story. My own problem is that is the angle before now that we started doing podcasts. I've already seen you like this one. You are still in the process to get to know who you really are. I'm telling you. But apart from that, I respect you a lot. You are my legend. I just don't want you to come out and be saying some of all these things that are your personal thing. Trash it. Handle it. Anyway, you know you can handle. If you call your legend group, I know that you guys always meet and have some meetings. You discuss how to do things, but we know the problem. As a man is the problem. Even social media is even trying to make sure now the people are now, speaking up, and some things are changing little by little, but we know them. We know them. So focus, channel it there. Don't channel players. Young players, they are respecting you. Oliseh today cannot see you face to face and disrespect you. If you want to talk to Oliseh, call him. Even tell somebody, let him call me. We used to hear. Even in this AFCON. I had Igalo. Oh, I called Oliseh. He told me. There's this other players again, ex-player. I called, what is it? The Bull. Yakubu Ayebeni. He also mentioned, I called Oliseh. I spoke. I think even Amokachi also mentioned something like that. You can call them now. Or you see Oliseh, tell him, Oliseh, get my number, call me, I want to talk to you. But if something didn't go well, don't come out here and destroy it. It's even better you just knowing that he doesn't sit well with you, you don't like him, right? Keep it to yourself. Because if you speak, people will think you are jealous of him. That's the point. So that's all I have to say. Chamante.